Good morning, guys. How are you?
I'm fine, Bukola. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lagos. Welcome to Business Affair once again on Monday morning. Our guest today is Tunji Andrews. It's a pleasure having you, Tunji. Good morning.
Good morning, Bukola. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you, Tunji? You know, I'm
I'm
laughing.
good. I'm good.
The fact that you used to be on this show as an anchor, and now you're the guest on the show.
Amazing, right? I love it. I love it. I feel very
Wow.
special.
So, Bukola, you see, that means we actually, you guys actually know what you've been doing. For him to come back to the show and he's going to be telling us a few things about how he's left the show to make more money for himself and develop new businesses. Great
Well,
to have you on the show. If I the court, the ball is in your court. If I am Bukola, the ball is in your court. You guys take off from here.
you're not very audible, Luade. To
I'm
have
not.
some
Can you hear me better now?
hall effects, there's some kind of hall effects from your audio.
All right.
But please just help us try and see if we can fix it. Well, Tunji Andrews needs
And
very
if
little.
is this better?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's better now. It's
Okay,
better.
that's fine.
Yes, so Tunji Andrews, he is the founder of Awaba, which he'll be talking about
Awaba.
this morning. He's a financial literacy advocate, macroeconomic thought leader, and a renowned media personality. Should I also add that he's everything? He knows a little about virtually everything. Good morning once again, Tunji Andrews.
Good morning. Good morning. Awesome to be here.
Great to have you.
So tell us about Awaba.
How is it pronounced? Is it Awaba or Awaba?
Our So
Our bar.
English for our money. Our bar.
Oh, bar. Our bar. Wow, that's
Our
interesting.
So yeah, the general thought around our bar is that we're trying to get microfinancial services to the last mile, those who are unbanked and underbanked. So our core focus is trying to reach those people who do not experience the fullness of financial services. And we're trying to bring to them microfinancial services. The first of our products is micro pensions, which we're bringing across to people who are at the last mile. Of course, there are other people who can enjoy it, but our core focus is the last mile.
All right, Tunji. So usually, we're quite curious. Though we know you, some people might not know you. What exactly inspired our bar? And before our bar, what were you doing before you decided to cater to our bar?
People who know me know I've been in the space of financial literacy for probably about 10 years. Multiple radio and TV shows, trying to educate people about how to better manage their money, and always being frustrated at the fact that I felt that what people wanted in terms of financial products wasn't what was being provided to them in terms of financial services. So it's one about it for 10 years and, being frustrated. And, I think just during the pandemic, I kind of got to the point where I said, you know what, it's time to get into the ring, and, put my money where my mouth is. If I believe that people need to get certain type of financial services and I don't believe they are getting it, who is best to, do that? And people who know me know, from, classic here, sister station, Lagos Talks, we've been, talking this same conversation of financial literacy since about 2010, so I think it was just the point where I believed that if I didn't take steps or we didn't take steps as a country, we might not be able to reverse the tide of access to the people who are the last mile.
So how old is our bar?
So our bar, interestingly, our bar as a concept is about 2 years old, but in terms of operations, we're about 8 months.
So why did you decide to cater to, because you talked about micro pensions, right? Is this what the focus? So why did you to pick pensions?
So it's a tricky business, and honestly, I came into the sector, it was vanilla kind of products. But again, you remember that my major passion is financial literacy. Anybody that knows around financial inclusion, and I'm always talking about this. And I realized that if we wanted to make a huge dent in financial inclusion, financial for the banked and the underbanked, there are two areas. It's either we go the micro insurance or the micro pension space. And it's very difficult. I won't lie to anybody. Anybody that tells you it's easy is just deceiving themselves. And I felt if we were really going to make a serious mark, we needed to go through the hard way and get these people into to the banking system, the financial services system. So it was just me going with my passion, looking for the hardest possible thing to do within the financial services industry, at least as it is today, and saying, if I really believe I understand it, if the team really believes they understand it, this is what we should do. So we went in at the deep end, and we're swimming back up.
Tunji, I hear you, and I'm glad that you're really talking about financial literacy, especially when it comes to the grassroots. You mentioned something now about either you go through the insurance way or you go through the micro pension scheme.
Yeah.
And so when you think about a country as large as this, with a large populace, poverty populace, how do you think the best way is to bring them into that financial inclusion, especially when you consider the fact that a lot of people don't prepare for the future?
So yes, I'm glad you said that. So the retirement plan for a lot of Nigerians is children. So they have 5, 6, 7 children, hoping that one will blow, so that at least they will take care of them in old age. That is an average Nigerian mentality. But you see, there's a reason why I, at least in my own mind, why the microfinancial products have not broken mainstream. It's simple. It's because, micro pensions and micro insurance is not natural to the average Nigerian. Like I said, children is the way we've learned to take care of the aged in Nigeria. So when mommy or daddy is old, they go and live with their children, maybe abroad, or they come to Lagos, or the children keep sending money to them. Nobody thinks about taking care of themselves in old age. But you see, it comes with a lot of financial literacy. It's not just inclusion, it must come with literacy, because, insurance or pensions aren't on their own. You have to give them a holistic understanding of how to manage their money and explain to them the key importance of insurance and pensions at the same time. And that is why I believe that I was probably best suited to do this, because understanding that this is the problem a lot of people have, not that it's a major issue, but they have to understand that they need to make more money. They need to think of their future. They have to plan in a certain way where they don't have excesses in terms of wasting the money, the little they have. So there's a robust education that comes with what we're offering. So at Awaba, we're not just offering the products to these people. We're teaching them about money, educating them about their financial future, and then saying, this is one of the many products that you will need on that way to that financial freedom or that financial peace. And hopefully they get to buy into it.
But what's the reception been like? Because you mentioned financial literacy, and clearly the people who need this the most are the ones who would have the least access to the kind of information that you're actually passing out. How are you bridging this gap?
It might amuse you though, but actually these people understand money more than we give them credit for. So I don't think there's any financial service in existence today that does not exist in one form or the other at the local level. It's just not financial. It's not just part of the financial services system. So if you look at the concept of micro pensions is for the informal sector. It is self-contributory, and the person gets to contribute either daily, weekly, or monthly, right? And they decide how much they contribute, right? So that must be understood. Is that any different from the adjustment in the real sense of it, the Esusu system? No. It's the same way you contribute daily, weekly, monthly to your Esusu system. The guy, that big and write down your name. So when we go into those places, we try to use what they understand to explain financial services to them and say, okay, the person that comes with bag doesn't give you any interest, and the person probably even takes a little out of the money you've contributed. With what you're giving to us, you still get some interest. It's not as great as you will want it to be, but at least it's still a little bit of interest, and it is backed by a very robust financial system. So, there's a bit of explanation, there's a bit of trust. And I think at the end of the day, one of the things I've seen is that a lot of them seem intimidated by banks. They seem intimidated by people in suit and tie. So we go grassroots and we are like them. We enter the communities, we eat amala. We flange with them. So it's a case of they are one of us. You understand? So and that is one of the things that has helped us to be able to get good reception. And we're hoping to do more.
Tunji, with the pandemic came so many different things, and when you consider the fact, like you said, about the market you're looking at, a lot of them are not comfortable with the banks. A lot of them are not comfortable with whether it's internet banking. A lot of them do use their ATM. They are not as comfortable with POS as many of those who use the regular banking system. How has that been for that market, and how have they been able to step up to ensure that that gap in terms of you not being able to go into one building to drop your money and be able to move the money from one point to the other? How has that been? How has the pandemic, one, helped you, and two, gets you that opportunity to make them realize that you don't need to go into a building for you to put money into your pension scheme or your insurance scheme?
So one of the things you must also understand about these local communities is that the community builds the community. So it's easier for them to trust one of their people that is collecting the money locally. So our first point of contact is agent bankers. So those people in their local community, in the local areas. So they just say, they call them POS, POS or cashback. That's what they are known for. So those are people that they are comfortable with, people that they know their names, possibly live in the same locality with them. So those are people we use as touch points to those local areas. We go there, do a bit of marketing conversations, but those are our major touch points. And those are basic collect and spread the word. But as they are collecting and spreading the word, we start introducing things like USSD. If they have a better phone, we can introduce apps to them. But mostly they use those USSD phones that don't have any software on it. So they just use *1 thing that you get, and they're able to connect. So it's a gradual process. Like I said, it's a lot of education. We are taking them from one step to a place of better financial stability. And we believe that over time, they will be able to access a lot more financial services.
And you're sure that they think that your money is safe with them, since you're all these people in your jeans and t-shirts coming to eat amala?
You see, so the thing is, the great thing about all of this is that we've realized two things. They know the big financial institutions. They might not trust the financial institutions because the financial institutions look like capitalism. And every time people in the local area see capitalism, their antennas just go up like, yay, they have come to take our money. But you see, the thing about it is that once there's a local person amongst them, one of them, the person doesn't even need to know much about money. But as long as it's one of them that says, no, these people, I know them, or it's the job is half done. It's not entirely done.
You still have to work.
If are you sure you know these people? They'll be like, yes. If I trust though. If I be like, no, don't worry. So they'll be like, okay, no Allah. So that those are the we understand that we need to build on a principle of trust, in a principle of relationship, and that is the way we are going. We can't go any other way.
All right, talking about you now, it seems like you're quite young, and so far for the 2 years, how would you say you've rated, 8 months actually, how would you say you've rated your progress, and what are you looking at after now?
All right, so we're very young, yes, as a business. We've been able to touch a lot of ground. We've been able to move a lot of spaces. We hope to, and I might be bragging now, we hope to match the current number of people holding micro pension accounts in Nigeria at the moment. Depending on who you ask, it's about 50 to 70,000 Nigerians that have micro pension accounts. We hope to do that same number within the next 1 year. It's not going to be an easy thing. We believe we can do it. We're motivated to do it. And we believe we can be supported to be able to go out there and make it happen for people at the last mile.
Yeah.
Are you sticking with the grassroots?
Okay, so yeah, this for me, and you must understand why this. I am passionate about those people, so we're going to keep our business model targeted towards them. Somehow along the way, people like you have started to reach out to us. People who have been doing business all their life, don't have pension, are entrepreneurs, never worked in a proper 9 to 5, and are saying, "Can I open one?" And we're like, "Sure, why not?" We're not going to do any jingles or any adverts. We're not going to come and speak to you. If you find it interesting, fine, just sign up. But our core heart, at the heart of our business, is those people at the last mile.
Yeah, clearly you have some challenges. So what are your major challenges?
The meeting people at the last mile is not easy. You need manpower. You need, and especially we are in a COVID situation. You can't Zoom call these people. You can't do you can't do Teams or one of those things. You have to actually go into the localities. So you have to make sure your team is safe. We're glad that the vaccine is now around, so we're hoping that our team can be able to get vaccinated as soon as possible. And there's also the small issue of finance, money as much as possible, because for you to reach these people, you have to do the whole song and dance. You have to entertain them to, make them know that you're one of them. So there's a lot involved in it. It takes a lot from us, but I think the biggest part is that the motivation we have and the fact that we're excited that these people are coming on board is what continues to spur us. Because if we're looking at the challenges ahead of us, we should just give up. But we're really, really motivated to make sure that they are banked and better banked.
Wow. Time is never our friend, and time is forever running very fast. We're almost running out of time, but two things that I quickly want you to tell us about our bar. One, where do you see our bar in 10 years? And then secondly, usually we tell our guests to give us their quote that keeps them going every day. So when you wake up in the morning, what inspires you to wake up and provide these services for the underbanked and the underserved in the money market?
So in 10 years, we believe that we would have rolled out across Africa, providing microfinancial products to the entire Africa. The goal is to be able to make sure that everybody in Africa is able to get access to financial services, and to build, help more Africans get out of poverty. The more access you have into financial services, the more likely it is for you to be able to escape the poverty loop. So that is our major goal. So in 10 years, that is what we're going to double down on. And we're not going to only do it in Nigeria, we're looking to do it across Africa. But what keeps me going every day is simple. I believe that, and I've said it on this show a couple of times, I don't think that there's anybody that knows it all. We're all just, figuring it out as we go. So I'm never afraid to fail. I'm never afraid to, in my mind, what tells me is fail. If you're going to fail quickly, do it sharp and move on. So I'm always motivated, always excited to go ahead and do it. In fact, the more I feel I don't know about it, the more excited I am, because I know that at the other side of this, whether I learn or I succeed, I've gained one thing either ways.
Thank you very much, Tunji Andrews, for being our guest today on Business Hour. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And for being a pioneer of the show, I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to talk to you. If I am Bukola, as usual, it's great to be with you on Monday morning for 30 minutes, and it's been a great Monday. Have a blessed week, everyone. And this is me signing off from here. Back to Ifeanyi and Bukola in the studio.